Three. And welcome back to the CSS podcast. I'm your host, Dave Wolfers. That gentleman right there is Charlie Crawley. And the other gentleman on my right is my son, Sam Wolfers. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Be better if it was Sunday night.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, we had.
I'd have all four tires.
So. Well, that is true. That is true. So yeah. Well, we can move. That's good.
Be better if it's June 9th, but.
Yep. Me too. So, we are coming to you live on YouTube here. So we want to, thank our loyal subscribers. If you're trying to find us on Sunday night, I do apologize. Dinner went over a little long and just didn't have an opportunity to get on at 7 or 7:30. So we moved it to Tuesday here. So with that, though, we've got a good show for you. We're going to talk a little bit about FC Cincinnati's big week and look ahead to the Open Cup, which is going on right now. Talk Reds, recap the Reds week, and then some Bengals news and some college news. So we'll talk there as well. So without further ado, let's dive right into the FC Cincinnati. And they had two good wins. Football Club Montreal, they defeated 3-0. And then
technically it's club football.
Yeah, that's right. Club de Football. That's right.
CF Montreal.
Yes. And then the Crew, they beat 3-2. So good week for them being able to beat their rivals in the Hell is Real rivalry. So any of you guys have any talking points on that?
They're still undefeated at home. They don't even have a draw. They've won all 8 games so far. Tied for the third longest streak now to open a season with home wins. So that's a huge advantage when you play like that at home. So that's huge. They picked up 2 more home wins. As far as we'll start with the Montreal game, I thought that was just a dominant performance. That their defense carried over from what we had seen already this year, and their offense kind of looked like what we were accustomed to seeing with the multiple goals, a bunch of scoring opportunities, pressuring the opponent, forcing them into turnovers, and then capitalizing on them, which was awesome. I love to see that. And then, Columbus, we kind of reverted back to last year's team, just that kind of all hell breaks loose and it's just helter skelter. You don't know what's going to happen, how the game's going to finish, which, we know we can win those games too. So.
Yeah. I echo all that same stuff Sam just said. It's always good to beat us. Hasn't happened a lot. It's only been, since that U.S. Open Cup, right? In the 2017 that they beat them. So in second, they have never beaten them in open play, or not open U.S. Open play, but regular season play. So that was a good win. And then if they win tonight and Columbus wins tonight, which they should because they're playing the USL team, they would play again here in a couple weeks or sometime in mid-June or early June. So that'd be pretty cool. I talked to people that went to the game. They said it was just the loudest game they've ever been to in any sport. It was nonstop noise the entire time. So Bailey was rocking. Some of the stuff that they go, the fans do or are willing to put out there when it comes to Columbus is just hilarious. And from a sporting context, I guess at one point up on the video screen, they had a picture of Columbus. I don't know if it was the city or the stadium, like on fire, literally burning to the ground, and stuff like that. So just ultimate in trash talking, which is great because you don't get that in other sports. It's way too friendly and hug it out and, I'm your best friend and all that stuff anymore. So in soccer. The players probably don't feel as much as the fans do. I mean, the players are probably not, not like players are from Cincinnati and players are from Columbus, and most of them guys are not even from the United States. So, but I mean, they get the sense of how big the rivalry is from the community. But it's just cool. It's just cool that we have something like that going on.
Yeah, I'll echo that as well. But it's one of those things where, once again, FC Cincinnati comes out, defends home turf, 8-0 at home, which is just really, really fantastic for them. And, we have, we have the, first place team. And, it's just one of those things that the crowds will always be there. So
the Reds had a bigger crowd on Saturday.
Yes, they did. They did once again. So this is still a baseball town. So,
well, it's a New York City baseball town, but
hey, it's still a baseball town. It's still a baseball town.
First-hand knowledge of that one.
And we'll get there and we'll talk about,
if you count FC Cincinnati fans versus actual Reds fans, FC Cincinnati probably outdrew them. So
probably, but that's all right. Fair weather fans, fills up the stadium, looks good on TV. We can handle that. But it'll be interesting.
Quick update. Matt McClain just hit a home run, 2-run homer.
Ooh, yay.
Is it now 4-2?
4-3.
4-3.
So the only other thing is just shout out to Lucho Acosta. He ended up being the MLS player of the week. So, he did basically everything for him. And he, soccer's a team. I mean, it's like every sport's a team game. But, it's tough for one player to dominate a game in soccer compared to, basketball, for example, for sure. Football a little bit with the tight quarterbacks and things. But so soccer's, is a little bit like that. But, I mean, again, just seeing the highlights of that, I mean, that was a one-man wrecking crew. And he's he was basically my height. I think he's 5'8" or something. So
I think he's short. I think he's like 5'5".
Yeah, he's smaller than me. And he dominated the game, hand and everything. So that's cool to have. Again, have someone. We can't speak about that with the Reds at all right now. To have a player of that level. So.
Well, they do, but he's at AAA.
He hasn't proven himself at MLB. And who knows? It might be 25 before he gets caught up. So.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, we'll get there eventually. But speaking on the attendance and being a Yankees crowd, last night they played the Cardinals game 1, and I just looked at the box score. The attendance was like 9,100. So yeah, on a Monday night with the Cardinals arch rival in town, can't even get 10,000 people in the stands on a beautiful night.
Yeah,
in
definitely not the
weather
weather
for last place.
Yeah. So. All right, we'll I guess FC Cincy will kick off here in about 2 minutes at the New York Red Bulls. So
and it looks like they rotated their lineup a little bit. So similar to what they did last U.S. Open Cup game. It's about half and half regular starters versus rotated. So I'd assume that kind of same game plan. Go into halftime, see where we're at. If we need to bring on the reinforcements, they will. So
yeah, like Crawley said, that if they win tonight and Columbus beats Pittsburgh, then there'll be a rematch. So that'll be interesting to see if we'll play our big dogs or we're going to take it easy on that one. So I think a lot might depend on the other team as well. So let's move on to the Reds here. It was a bad week for the Reds. They were 1-5 on the road trip at homestand. Took one in Colorado, lost all 3 to the Yankees. What we had Sam went to game 2, I believe, out there, right?
Yeah,
and Williamson's debut, and Crawley was on Saturday. So why don't you guys go ahead and give us a report from the game?
Yeah, I mean, Tuesday's game flew by. I mean, that I think the official time was 2 hours, 8 minutes. It felt a lot faster than that. But Williamson he looked really good. He didn't look nervous at all. Gave up that leadoff hit to Charlie Blackmon. But then I think after that, it was 14 straight batters. He retired. I was a little surprised that he went out for the sixth, but then I looked at his pitch count, and he only had 53 pitches going into the sixth inning. So, I saw that, and I was like, oh, it makes sense why they let him go six before he gave up that home run there. But, kind of worked out, could give him a little standing ovation. I texted you guys. We were about a section over from his family and friends, so it's kind of cool being able to look over there and see, how happy they were for him and all of that good stuff. I didn't get photobomb the Jim Day interview.
Yeah, I know. It was like, we wanted you to go up there and photobomb Jim Day, drop him, tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, we got a podcast. Come on. So Jim Day, if you're listening here, come on, you got to come on the Cincinnati Sports Scene podcast. Love to have you.
Yeah. Williamson looked great. I mean, I didn't watch the game yesterday. I don't know how he pitched yesterday, but he was extremely efficient with his pitches. He looked like a big leaguer. So, we'll see if that sticks or if that was kind of a one game thing. So
yeah, he pitched
decent yesterday.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't great.
He was better than Sessa or Overton or Weaver. I mean, he kept him in the game.
Yep, he sure did. All right, Carly, what about Saturday's Yankees Fest?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was. I wish there was a way to determine what the percentage was of people wearing Yankees gear versus Reds gear, but it had to be 50-50 at least, if not even a little more tilted toward the Yankees. And they were everywhere, and all kinds of ugly gray pinstripe jerseys and dumb names on the back and stuff. So, but I mean, it was the series was telling. I mean, we don't have. I mean, when you have Aaron Judge on one side, the Reds just don't have anybody like that. I mean, they're not even close. It's not like, hey, we got a guy who's just a tier below. I mean, it's not even close. To having an Aaron Judge, to have someone, an individual, or Aaron Judge and Rizzo, who just crushes the Reds, of course.
Yeah.
To have anybody like that. The talent gap is so wide with what the Reds are running out there right now, and that's starting nine. Because the rest of the Yankees, I mean, they're running guys out there batting 180, 190. I mean, their whole lineup isn't very good, at least based on just what they've done previously. I mean, they're running a rookie catcher out there. Their pitcher was some no-name guy, Johnny Brito, whoever that is. The guy, who even Wolf and I, we joked about the Friday night Yankee starter, Schmidt, what he come with like a 6.6 ERA. And I remember saying the exact thing was like, oh, he's going to shut the Reds out. And sure enough, he basically shut the Reds out. I mean, granted, he was using some funny stuff, whatever, but
little fuzz from his.
He was probably using that all the other games too, and they were jacking him around. So I mean, the Reds' talent is just not good. It's just not good enough to compete against better teams. And until they upgrade that talent, until they're willing to sit half these guys that they're running out there. I mean, Kevin Newman's starting tonight. So until they're ready to stop doing that and upgrade the talent on the field, then, we can't compete against the Yankees. And I don't even care about the money. I mean, they were beating us with guys that aren't making that much money. I mean, Aaron Judge does, but a lot of the guys aren't billionaires that they were running out there. So I think it was just a telling series based on just that talent gap and what you see with their top guys, and we just don't have anybody near that. Yeah, he might be a AAA right now, but he's still a AAA.
He's not starting tonight though.
Still hitting balls.
There's some rumors that he might be
still hitting
coming
balls,
making his way up.
Yeah, still hitting home runs literally out of the park at the same time that Will Benson is grounding weekly back to the pitcher because we don't have anybody else to pinch.
Yeah, why?
So
we had Tyler Stevenson. Who was, and we also had
awful right now too. So
Tyler Stevenson, and there was somebody else on the bench that they could have hit. I don't know if it was
because the closer Carr's up right-hander, so we can't. Even though we have a better right-hander on the bench than freaking Will Benson, who doesn't hit anybody left or right-handed.
He's playing. He's playing bingo. I mean, it's like 062.
Benson, he's 040.
Just got sent back down.
40 now. So
he got sent back down because Friedel got activated.
Okay. Well, yeah, you saw that coming, but geez, 040. That's That's bad.
So it didn't, it just was like, I wasn't upset about it. I'm just like, it is. I mean, it is what it is right now. It's talent versus talent. And we don't, Judge just crushed them, and David Bell won't intentionally walk a guy. So
that's the other.
You just let him rope another dull. Let's see if he I bet if he batted 12 times that game, he would have got 12 hard to hit balls. Maybe 10 of them would have got hits. But I mean, he was just jacking it everywhere. So
that's the thing where you have your scouting report and stuff. You look at up and down the lineup, and being a coach of softball at the college level, even when I was in high school, and we would go scout for like the sectionals or the districts. When we got there that one year, we're like, this girl is not going to beat us. No matter what, she is not going to beat us. When there is an opportunity for her to beat us, she is not seeing anything remotely. We may not intentionally walk her, but we are not pitching to her. We're throwing it the unintentional, intentional walk. If she chases something, but I'm just like, why
I wouldn't have faulted. I wouldn't have faulted him if they would have walked Judge and Rizzo and loaded the bases.
I mean, because Rizzo kills us, and it's just like, and he was killing us all. And I don't know.
Central first baseman just always destroy the Reds. Doesn't matter who it is. Well, if you played in NL Central, as a first baseman, you're a Reds killer.
Well, that's true. That is true, because there's been a lot of them. All right, I guess we have to go to the top performers of this past week. It's pitching wise, I went with Brandon Williamson just because rookie, he pitched really, really well, and Coors Field, so it's that's a tough place.
To be fair, the Rockies suck.
Yes, but
they've got nobody.
But it's still your major league debut, and how many times have the Reds played horrible teams and they get shelled for 10 runs, and we place we face a rookie and we can't hit them because
like Clark Schmidt from the Yankees.
Exactly. So
what was the crowd there, Sam? What kind of crowd did they get during the week against Reds?
There was the Lakers Nuggets game 1 was that same night, so there was I'd be tough to say more than 10,000. But there was a lot of red in the crowd though too, especially along that third base side there.
Let's see if they have.
I don't know. I couldn't really see the second row behind home plate above us. We got lucky enough to get tickets down below. But I'd say probably no more than 10, maybe 15, because I think their stadium holds 45.
Well, it said attendance 20,611.
That seems high to me, but. But they do have a bigger ballpark than GABP. Yeah. I think they're closer to 50, 55,000 to what they hold. So a third full would probably put it close to 20. But it wasn't a big crowd.
All right. So what about your guys?
Update again. Ashcraft is getting lit up 7-3 in the fourth inning. So
the ball is flying out of Great American tonight.
I had Brandon Williamson as well for the pitcher.
Okay. Yep. That's who you had, Sam?
Yep.
All right. What about the hitter? This was a tough one.
I went Luke Maley.
Ding, ding, ding. That's 2. That's who I went.
I mean, out of nowhere. I mean, a couple home runs, batting in the high 200s. Granted, he's got like 40 at bats, but I think they started him the whole Yankee series just because he was hot, for a Reds hitter.
He was
hot. So I think they started him. And Stevenson is just struggle. He's starting the night. Stevenson is, but I don't know if maybe he did last night too. I don't know, but no, I think Casale did last night.
Yeah, Casale.
So I think he was
DH.
I put Luke Maley as by default.
Yeah. Yeah, Maley was 4 for 11 for the week, 2 home runs, a double, and 4 ribbies. So that's a pretty good week.
Yeah, I went with Senzel just because he had the game-winning homer in the 8th game I was at, and then he had walk-off sac fly last night or 2 nights ago or whenever it was. Last night.
So
2 big hits. I don't know. I don't really care what he did the rest of the time, but
he didn't get a hit the rest of the time. So
I want to say, wasn't he like
He was-
3 for 25 or something for the week?
something like that. Yeah, he was. I think he was 0 for the Yankee series. So
well,
So-
he won the 2 games that we won in this stretch. So
so yeah,
shout him out while he's still on the team.
Yeah. The worst performer of the week, or who should be demoted already? Well, Will Benson, obviously,
Will
but
Benson,
That's a low hanging fruit right there.
yeah, it is. Just grab it and say, "Here you go." But anybody else?
I had somebody else. I didn't have him.
Well, yeah. Who
That's
did you?
too easy.
Yeah, that is.
Who'd
you have?
I went with Will Myers. I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, I just don't. I mean, he's just awful right now. I mean, he's batting under 200. What is he doing for the Reds right now? I mean,
no pop.
Nobody's going to trade for him. I mean, the whole point of it is he was supposed to be Brandon Drury and some single A pitcher, or player, which again I don't really care about because that guy ain't going to help him for 5 years or whatever. So what's he doing? I mean, he's just to me, and I even wrote this in my notes. I mean, I would start every day. And again, I'm not the left-right stupid stats guy. That I just if you're a major league hitter, a quality major league hitter, you got to be able to hit both sides. Nobody hits as well, other than the best of the best. Nobody hits both sides as well. There's a drop, but the best, yes. But if you're even just an average, so-called legitimate hitter, you got to be able to hit against both sides, or they need to find somebody else that can do that. So I would have Fraley, Friedel, and Barrero play every night, no exceptions, unless they're hurt. So, or until Senzel gets booted to the outfield because they need infield spots.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm having Fraley, Friedel, Barrero, and let it run, develop, see what they got over the next 30 games or whatever, and go from there.
Yeah, you might as well, because you're not trying to win anything, right? Like that's been clear by their roster moves. They don't care about winning. It's supposed to be a development year, so let the guys develop their weaknesses, which is for Fraley and Friedel, the left-handed pitching. I mean, has Fraley even hit against the lefty this year? Does he even
he's like 1 for 18 or something.
So probably all against relievers. So probably not even. I guess the better question would be: has he started a game with a lefty starter?
I thought he did somewhere along the line. I can't remember.
But I mean, you've got to let him sort that out, so going forward, is this an everyday guy, or is this going to be a platoon guy? Because if you're platooning him, while he's not even in arbitration yet, and you're already platooning him. So I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me to not even give him that opportunity. But if he gets to the end of June and he's 2 for 75, then okay, you kind of know what you got there. But I don't see why they wouldn't, and I don't know what they do with Will Myers because he's making too much money. I don't think they're just going to DFA him, like they will with Newman. Eventually, he'll be DFA'd because he's on a minimum anyways. But
he has options. They're not going to DFA him. They're going to.
Well, okay, if he has, they'll just outright him then. I didn't realize he had options.
He has options left.
But Will Myers, they paid too much money to, so they're not going to. Like they gave him a legitimate big leaguer money. So I don't know. I guess you keep playing him and hope he gets the average up to 220 and show some pop so you can get a C- level prospect for him. But I don't really know.
Right now, if somebody would just take that contract, we don't need anything back.
Bucket of balls.
Just take the contract.
My concern is he's taking at bats from the whole point of this season is development. Yeah. The whole point is who's going to help us next year after that. Well, Will Myers is not. So it'd be different if he was. I mean, Drury at least was producing last year. So Will Myers is not. So he's hurting us from the standpoint. I don't care about the wins and losses hurting us. I'm talking about taking at bats from guys that could potentially help this team next year or the year after. The next, this window that we got coming up here that we might actually be competitive. So that's my issue with it.
Yeah, my take is on who not being demoted, but somebody probably needs a Joey Votto 3-day sit down, right? Like David Bell did to Votto last year. and that's Tyler Stevenson. I think he needs to just sit down and hell. I mean, they're going to Chicago for 3 days. Just tell them to stay home. Don't even board the bus. Just stay home.
You could do
just
like
go,
Browning and be in the across the street and sit up in the
rooftop. Yeah, but well, actually they have now they have stands and stuff. But you just sit up there, enjoy the view, watch
some what is it, the Chicago
old
beer,
style, baby, old style.
Yeah, drink some old styles.
Yeah, but that or just go to a little league baseball game and just remember how fun it was, and reminisce on your days in Georgia and how you became a number 1 draft pick. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. And maybe, after the Chicago series, you might be right again. I don't know. So I would think Tyler Stevenson right now. I do agree with Will Myers, and he should be gone. The big talk when they were going out to Colorado was he hits really well in this ballpark. Maybe it'll get him going. Well, it did not. So
he should be able to hit GABP, and he can't.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah, exactly. But because San Diego,
he probably couldn't hit right now in Louisville. So
yeah, well,
I don't think it matters what ballpark. He could play on a softball field and he wouldn't hit any home runs.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a core, a hopeful core element. So you got to do what you got. You got to take care of him,
right,
and get him straight, whatever that means.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I agree. Whatever like he's somebody I care about, because the idea is that he's supposed to be, with that this next 5-year block of being competitive. I mean, Tyler Stevenson's one of those.
Well, and you're carrying 3 catchers too.
Yeah.
So
see, and that's the other issue.
You got the opportunity.
Is okay. I think he's bouncing around from catcher to first to DH. He's not getting comfortable, right? I mean, as a player,
theory, definitely.
As a player, man, you want to know I'm behind the plate for 110 games, 120 games. The other games I'll DH. I don't want to worry about first base, right? I don't want to have to learn how to play first base. Just I'll catch 120, I'll DH for 40, and at least that way he can get in some sort of groove and rhythm, things like that. Because I don't know, I just know I didn't like bouncing around. When I played, I liked having one position and sticking with it, because you're just more comfortable in the field, and then it just helps your comfort level at the plate. So, I mean, I know the trend is to have utility players play all over the place now. You want versatility, as Nick Kroll and David Bell said this winter. We want guys who can be versatile, but how about being versatile by hitting a ball, hitting a curveball, hitting a fastball,
hitting a righty and a lefty.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go that way, instead of trying to play 17 different positions out there. So, but yeah,
well, they like versatile guys because come arbitration time, they're a little cheaper because they don't have a position. They can argue, hey, that guy's a second baseman, not a shortstop.
Well,
so
that's true. That is true.
That's all that versatility bullcrap means. So.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else about the Reds this week? I know we got like I said, the Cardinals are in town, and then for 4, and then they go to Chicago for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, just other than De La Cruz and starting tonight, they had an off day yesterday. Does he really need 2 days in a row off? So, is he?
Yeah, David Bell's
in a
not
car
the manager,
heading up to
so
Cincinnati.
David Bell's the manager. I wouldn't question that. Yeah, he'd give him 2 days off. He needs days off. He needs days off all the time. And Matt McClain, what, he'd need the day off after he had his first start or whatever up here?
Yeah,
the next day off. I'm sure he was.
He was jet lagged. 4 a.m. He got in at 4 a.m. He was tired. No,
he start him that day. Well, that's why they're giving De La Cruz a day to get up. Make the hour and a half drive up to Cincinnati. Yeah. That's my hope, anyways.
That'd be that. If he's up there,
I think that's just a Twitter rumor. So.
If he's up there, I'm going to the Business Day special on Thursday. You won't see me in school. So.
Well, no, he'll have an off day.
That's true.
Wednesday.
Oh yeah, he won't be able to play
Thursday.
Yeah, because it's a day
Thursday
game
and Friday off.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right, we're gonna move on to Bengals news.
Real quick, another little it's kind of an update, but it's also something I just learned. I didn't realize. So I just pulled up on YouTube. The FC Cincy game is on YouTube against the game going on right now.
Nice.
I just typed in. I was looking and seeing it's on Bleacher Report. So I went to YouTube and I typed in Bleacher Report FC Cincinnati and it's on. So
cool.
0-0 in the.
You know what else is on YouTube right now? We are. So
well, they're getting. There are now 10,372 people watching the game.
Hey, we've got one viewer right now, and that's probably me because I switched over. So,
it was more about just like, hey, I didn't realize these games were on YouTube. So,
maybe it's the free one or whatever, like Apple TV.
I think it's just for the Open Cup.
Yeah, I think it's Open Cup.
No, okay,
Bleacher Report is the sponsor, I guess. So,
okay, all right. Bengals news. The only thing I had, I don't know if you guys have been seeing this. I know Burrows, the headband and all that stuff now, but the chat. Oh, wait a minute. We just got the producer. He texted in. He said, "No, I'm the one viewer." So.
Lovely.
Yes. So the producer is keeping us on tap.
Working.
I know. Hey, come on, Benj. What are you doing? I'm supposed to be spraying down those golf carts.
Spraying down some golf carts.
Come on. We're gonna let the
free teas.
Yeah, we're gonna let your boss know that you're watching Cincy Sports Scene. So, but yeah, so the thing that's going around on Twitter now, and a lot of these, I don't know, they're not polls, but they do the chat GPT, and they put in like the greatest Bengals defensive players of all time, and then they get a list of the top 10 defensive players, and then it's like, do you guys agree with this? And so I don't know, I thought maybe that's something that maybe we could do one of these days. I could generate one of those chat GPTs and the greatest Reds of all time or the greatest Bengals of all time or something like that, and those type of things. So yeah, the producer just said he could spray golf carts and listen to the podcast. So
wow, but he can't hit record.
Yeah.
But he can't produce when he's here.
Oh, well. All right, we're going to move on. We got college news here with the Bearcats. Crawley, I'm going to turn that over to you because I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name. So,
great.
Just the big man.
The big man from where?
Utah Valley State.
Utah Valley State.
By way of Akron, by way of NBA Africa.
And that's who we played, right? Utah Valley State.
Yeah, and he crushed us too.
That's right.
I'm going Aziz Bendago. That's what I'm going with. So
Aziz Bendago.
The Bearcat Journal guys were calling him the alien because of just his wingspan and just how kind of athletic freak that he is. And so yeah, I mean it's a could in theory or potentially a massive get for UC. I mean,
he was the number 3 guy, I think, 4, in the portal. Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so you're talking, transfer portal wise, beyond my expectations, from the standpoint of all the guys that they've brought in now. So you got 3 big guys, potentially legitimate big guys now to rotate through, and those 2 center forward spots. They got some wing guys. So it's going to be kind of up to the point guards and newer guards that they're going to see how they do. But yeah, I think it's a great get. I think a guy, if Duke's looking at a guy and UC ends up with him, that can't be all bad things. So
nope, it can't be. So I wonder if
Wes Miller did something. I mean, I give him an A for the off season. So
it's that NLI money bag, right? He can say, hey, come to Cincinnati, where not only you'll get plenty of opportunity to play in the Big 12, but our NIL with Cincy Reigns just produced, and Rheingeist produced a new beer.
I'm going to be drinking. So I got to drink enough of that Rheingeist Cincy Light to pay off
Cincy Light
NIL deals. So
yeah, that's right.
I can't give him a job, standing around doing nothing and paying for that. So I got to drink a lot of beer. I got to drink a lot of beer.
Yep. So dang it. So we'll have to we'll have to do a little taste test here. Maybe this weekend we could try to find some and crack one open and taste it and see if it's worth the money. We'll see. So, but every I can't remember how much, $1 or
I think it's $2.
$2 for every beer sold goes to
every beer or every 12-pack.
Don't know.
I think it's that'd be a lot for every beer.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Because Ryan got to go broke. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was $2. I could be wrong, but I thought it was like $2 for every $2.
So I guess they're not going to have it at down in Over the Rhine at their place.
I mean, I would hope they would.
On tap. So what is that like?
I don't know.
$1,
a quarter every draft. You know,
nickel.
You know,
but beyond that, I think the other cool news about it is this is the what we hope for with the Big 12, be able to get players like this. If we're in the AAC,
right.
Aziz and Bandago is not coming to UC.
No.
CJ Frederick is not coming to UC. Whatever other, however you say his last name.
The guy from Butler.
Yeah, he's not coming to UC.
Yeah.
They're just not.
Right.
So, so that's, right there. They're showing that, that whether with Wes Miller, he's able to recruit at that level, but he's also helped out by the fact that they're in the Big 12, and you can say to these guys, hey, you're playing in the best conference in the country and going against the best teams in the country. Come on, what we can do. So, can't do exactly hype that when you're playing Tulsa. And then the next game, you're playing South Florida. So
now, speaking of the best teams in the country, Xavier is playing at Purdue this year for the Gavitt Games. So Mackey Arena will be rocking and rolling, and it's for the Big 12 or the Big East, Big 10 challenge, the Gavitt Games challenge. The time and the date has not been released yet, so more information on that. So that should be that'll be a really good game for Xavier, going up there to hostile territories. Last year they took care of business at home, beating IU, which is always a good thing. We're just that'll be a good game to watch because I think Xavier.
Didn't IU win that game? I thought IU beat Xavier.
Yeah, IU won that game.
Dang, shucks. I was hoping. I thought Xavier pulled it. That's right. IU did pull it out at the very end. I thought they that's right, because what's his name slipped and fell. Oh, well. All right. Any other college news you want to talk about? No. I do want to give a shout out to one of my softball playing girls from Miami Hamilton, Hannah Miller. She was second team All-America for the United States Small College Association. So congratulations, Fairfield's own Hannah Miller. So congratulations, Hannah, on that award. So it was a good job. Finished second in the league in batting average, with over 650. So good job. All right. See, yes, we got a little bark. We got a little bark right there. So congratulations. All right, so we're gonna move on to our trivia, and once again, if you want to play along, you can drop it in the chat on YouTube here, or you can put it in our Instagram or Facebook feeds or Twitter feed at Cincy Sports Scene. So last week, Charlie had the question, and he is going to give us the answer. And we actually had some YouTube viewers. The producer did do something well this week. He put the clip on there, and we had like over can't remember how many views, but we had 4 or 5 people chime in with a guess. So we appreciate all of you that are listening and watching and playing along. So, Crawley here will give you the correct answers, and then I'll be back with the new trivia question.
Okay. Question was, there are 4 Division I college football teams that play in NFL stadiums. And so what were those 4 teams, 4 colleges, and the stadiums they played in? The answers are Temple plays in the Eagle Stadium. Miami, Florida, the Hurricanes play in the Dolphins Stadium. Pitt Panthers play in the Steelers Stadium, and South Florida, whatever they are, they play in the Buccaneers Stadium.
The Bulls, yeah.
South Florida Bulls. I don't have to talk about them anymore. So, so South Florida play, in the Buccaneers Stadium. So there's your 4.
Awesome. Very good. All right. This week's trivia question is Major League Baseball trivia question. Active. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 active Major League Baseball players with 1,000 or more RBIs and 300 or more home runs. Can you name the 6?
Say it again now. 300 home runs and 1,000 RBIs.
1,000
Yep.
RBIs.
1,000 plus
players.
So
Yep.
Sounds like
So
a
Trout?
scoreboard stumper, red scoreboard stumper kind of question.
yeah,
Actually, it was from MLB.
MLB. And they're all active.
All active. Yep.
So
Votto is probably one of them.
Votto is one.
Votto's one. Trout.
Cabrera.
Trout is not.
No.
No.
Does he not have
Cabrera.
the RBIs?
I guess not.
So Cabrera is one, right?
Cabrera is one. That's 2.
Stanton.
Nope.
Really?
Goldschmidt.
Goldie is 3.
Who else has been around long enough? Freddie Freeman.
Nope.
You may not have the home runs yet. Judge. Has he been around long enough? Yeah.
Nope.
So we got, what have I said so
3
far?
so
Votto,
far?
Cabrera, and
Votto, Cabrera, and Goldie.
Goldschmidt. Yeah.
What about? I don't know if he's got an Arenado.
Yeah. Yep.
Arenado?
Yep. He did it. He's the latest one,
It's the latest one,
and that's
Okay,
why
so
MLB.
4.
Yep.
Okay. Manny Machado.
Nope.
No. Nelson Cruz.
Nelson Cruz.
Nelson
Yep.
Cruz. 5. Stanton's not 1, really.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, this one's pretty obscure.
Is it Jose Ramirez?
No. More obscure than that.
A little more obscure than that.
Salvador Perez.
No.
Oh, that big better. Yeah, that was a good one.
I think he played for the Rays, I believe, for the longest time, and then I think
Longoria.
Yes, Longoria.
Evan Longoria.
Evan Longoria. So that's your 6.
Diamondbacks maybe now.
That sounds
Or
right.
Diamondbacks. Wasn't he with Seattle for a while?
He was
Or-
with the Giants for a couple years.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
He's MLB The Show. I got the new 123. He's on
Yeah.
the Diamondbacks.
Okay, so he's there. So that was your trivia question. So hopefully you're playing along, and if not, I know the producer will clip it, and you'll have a chance to answer it anyhow. So with that, we're going to move along to our topic of the week here, and we're going to change it up a little bit. It's going to be like a question type debate. What we are going to do, each host. We're going to rotate weekly. They're going to come up with a list of questions, and they can decide how they want to proceed. But since I am the first one here, this is how we're going to proceed. It's going to be sort of like a round the horn / whose line is it anyway type of game. And I will be the judge of whoever has the
Whose line
best.
is it ananyway?
Yeah.
That's dating us right here. So.
Well, yeah, it is, but so I will be the judge on who wins the debate or the best gives me the best answers and stuff. So there's like it's 3 parts. I've got 3 questions. Part 2 has about 5 of them. So we'll see how this goes. And like I said, we may. Next week it'll be somebody else's turn. So it'll be Sam's turn because he got the trivia question. He'll have the trivia question. And so he'll be the one that will also come up with the topic of the week here. So All right. The first question here. And remember, this is for points, so you can lose points too. So, if you could go back and change one call in any game, what would it be?
Does it have to be a call? Does it have to be called, or could it be a non-call that I want to be a call?
Yeah.
See, this question's all slanted towards Sam because he's all into the conspiracy of the refs of the umps and stuff. So I had a hard time with this one. So I'm gonna wave the white flag.
Well, I mean, kind of. Well, I'll leave the obvious one, but I'm going to go back to Aaron Donald was offsides in the Super Bowl. You got to throw that flag. Also, pass interference, you got to throw that flag too. Or that one you got to keep in your pocket. But and then those would be the two come to mind. But in terms of actual blown calls, Jim Joyce is ruining the perfect game. I mean, you've got to overturn that. Just for the record books, you have to overturn that and make that a perfect game.
That's good. So, Crowley, what about you?
Well, actually, I mean, I had the Logan Wilson.
Yeah.
PI or holding or whatever they called on him on there. But I had some other ones. The Bengals Chiefs do-over in the AFC Championship game. Again, what the hell what is a do-over?
Yeah.
How do you have a do-over? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. So no such thing as a do-over. So I had that. I had the Saints Rams non-pass interference call.
Yeah.
To me, that was a big one because, I mean, they literally changed the rule book and then they changed it back. But they, for a year at least, they changed the rule book and, with the pass interference that it could be reviewed and everything. And I also had, because it's my least favorite penalty in NFL, and that's the roughing the passer call. So any soft roughing the passer call, which I just want to throw up when I see those. So, and then my last one, and if you'll know this one, the fact that there should have been a flag called on Stanley Wilson for calling his drug dealer before Super Bowl 23.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's probably the worst call of the sports world, is him making that call to his drug dealer.
Yep.
So I put that one
down
too.
That's good. All right. So I got to keep track here. Charlie and Sam. All right. So Charlie, I think I'll give you 3 points. Sam, I'll give you 2 on that. So that's a good job. So, all right. So, hey dog, how'd you get in? All right. So the next one, you are sort of like, we sort of did this with one of Sam's questions about being the total, like a czar of, if you could change some things. But I got this off of the Cover 3 podcast because they stole our idea and tweaked it a little bit. So I just stole their idea back, stole our idea back, and I tweaked it a little bit as well. So, so shout out to those guys over there. They do a great job on college football. You should check them out as well. But so the question is, you have total power. What are you doing for the following questions here? The first one is move one team to another league, conference, or division. And we're talking across all the sports. It's not just for, like baseball or anything like that. So it's if you get a chance to move one team across another league, conference, or division, who you going? Crawley, I'll start with you first.
So for all these, I think I only came up with one answer, which I was trying to do. To keep it to one answer. So,
yeah.
UC going to the Big Ten.
Oh.
Which is where they really belong. What the heck? I mean, it's awesome. They're in the Big 12. I'm not complaining about it, but I'd rather them go to the Big Ten geographically, getting around, seeing away games and stuff. I mean, that's their geographic rivals. Plus, it would stick it to the Buckeyes, which would be the best thing about it, the whole thing. So that's mine. UC the Big Ten.
Sam?
Yeah, that's a good one. Mine was the Colts to the AFC North. Just kind of get the geography back in line. There's no reason why the Colts need to be in the South and not the Dolphins. So you take a couple extra tweaks to make that happen. But there's no reason why they can't, other than they think Pittsburgh and Baltimore mean something. So
yeah, if I had to move one, I would say Notre Dame to the Big Ten. I mean, to me that would make the most sense. But I like both of those answers. So good. Question number 2. out of it, or part B, if you could build a new stadium for any team, which team would get the new stadium?
So I was going to say the A's, but they're already moving and they're going to get a new stadium. So it's going to be controversial, especially to certain people in the Northeast. The Red Sox need a new stadium. Fenway's a dump. I hate that place. Upgrade it. Make it so that people that are normal height now of 6 feet tall don't feel like they're 7 feet tall. That would just be great. So yeah, you can't expand it because you got that street there, whatever they call it. You think it's historic and monumental. Build yourself a new ballpark. You know, talking like you're a big market, you got all this money, build yourself a ballpark that's actually nice, for crying out loud.
Okay.
The Yankees did it, didn't they? They built a new ballpark. Get out of here with this. The oldest ballpark. It's so cool. We have a 37-foot tall fence because there's a street right behind our stadium.
What's the street's name? Is that Yankee Way?
Yahweh Way or something. No.
Yankee.
Yeah.
Spelled like Yankees. All right,
Yeah, and get that Sitco sign out of here too.
That's iconic. You can't do that. All right, Crawley.
Well, I actually was going to wave the white flag on this one. I could not think of what stadium I really cared about. The ones I could think of, because with the A's, and I thought about Montreal briefly and that kind of thing. I was at the old Olympic Stadium. I actually attended a baseball game with 500 other people there. But I, with Sam's rant, I've actually come up with one. I'm going to go the opposite way, and I'm going to say the Midwest people are going to be pissed off. Wrigley Field is a dump. So I would say the Cubs, same thing. Get rid of Wrigley Field and build a new one. That place is a freaking dump. I'm going to the bathroom and peeing in a trough. I can't even get from the bleachers. If I go to the bleachers, I can't get to the rest of the stadium. And I actually can't get to the bleachers if I'm in the other part of the stadium. So, what the heck is that? So, I've been there a couple of times, been there for just tradition's sake, but it is not a good stadium. Sorry, Cubs fans. Not really.
We'll have to let our audience members dictate who won that one, because I'm not going to declare a winner, because you'll have the Red Sox and the Cubs, two historic ballparks right there. So, yeah. All right. The next one. Fire the coach and hire someone else. So who are you firing? And then who are you hiring to replace
This is my
that?
easiest one. I think I'm up first. I think I'm up first.
You are.
So I'm going fire David Bell. And that was the easy part. It was like, okay, who would I hire? And so I'm trying to think, like, the Reds are supposed to be good down the road. We can't resurrect Sparky Anderson, which I would love to do. Lou Piniella is about in the same place as Sparky Anderson at this point. So then I went, okay, who's out there? Joe Madden, who I know didn't have a great tenure again with the Angels or whatever, but he's a proven winner. He's kind of goofy, and the Reds have all kinds of goofiness with the ownership. So that was so I said get rid of David Bell and hire Joe Madden.
Yeah, I said get rid of David Bell also. And I said make a run for Aaron Boone, because I think if the Yankees don't win the series, he's getting canned. So I think there's a legitimate shot he's going to be on the market as well.
Well, Hillman Bell will, I think, whoever has the most ejections by the end of the year. So that might be because they both get ejected quite a bit. So fiery personalities, both of them, right? So.
Oh yeah, right.
All right, you guys took the easy way out, so you don't get any points for that. So,
you want me to fire Zach Taylor?
Well, it doesn't have to be a Cincinnati; it could be anybody. So
Scott Satterfield, he hadn't even coached a game yet. Yeah, well, hire back Luke Fickell.
No, it could be. You could have fired, Ryan Day and bring in somebody else. Who knows? So, all right. Relegate one team. You can send them to AAA. You can send them to the XFL. You can send them. You can send them from the
American football.
Yeah, you can send them from Division I down to FCS. It doesn't have to be soccer. So
Yeah, mine was the Steelers. Just get them out of here. I'm tired. I'm tired of them. And while we're at just the whole city of Pittsburgh, take the Pirates, take the Penguins. I don't even care about the Penguins. Take them. Put the University of Pitt in D2. Just the whole city. Just relegate them. All of them.
Oh. All right. Can you top that, Crowley?
I cannot. Yeah, I went a little more obvious than that. At least I put the A's because they're an embarrassment as a major league franchise. So, I mean, they're not a major league franchise. I mean, they're running. I mean, you think the Reds are bad. So yeah, they're just. I mean, they shouldn't even be playing in the major leagues right now. I'm sure whoever the best AAA team is could do just as well as them. So.
All right, both of you get a point for that. Last one here for section 2, being total power. It's your power. You can give a city a team. So, what city you given, what team, what sport, those type of things. Carly, I think you're up.
Yeah, this one's another tough one. This is not the David Bell question at all. That was easy. I gave Nashville a Major League Baseball team, largely just because a regional would be cool for Nashville to have a team, be a cool place for us to do a road trip there, be able to see games. It would be a natural rival for the Reds. I mean, Nashville and Cincy and soccer have become kind of a rival, as new franchises and things. So I think the same thing could develop in Major League Baseball. I mean, Tennessee and the Bengals aren't really a rival. I don't feel has happened, probably because they're in different divisions and stuff. So, but you could put Nashville, if you put Nashville and Cincy and do our realignment like we talked about before, you could put them in the same division. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, this one was actually easy for me, but put the NBA back in Seattle. Bring the Sonics back. Simple enough. Seattle's a basketball city. I think they should have a team. So.
All right. So I think this one here, the last question number 3, we'll probably decide it. I think right now, Crawley, I think you got a total of 7 points, and Sam has 7 as well. So, hey, what do you know? So this one's going to decide.
Where's the little number counter thing you're supposed to be hitting? Like, ding, ding. Numbers pop up.
I can mute.
Where's the producer at? Can he get that figured out, how to put numbers on it?
Yeah, he might be able to, but
rectangles.
I got to be able to mute you guys somewhere along the line too. So I can probably put it over here. But all right, the last one here is the best Cincinnati duo.
Best Cincinnati duo.
And Sam, that goes to you. Yes.
I don't know.
And it doesn't have to be, it could be.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to
go anything. So,
yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm not going to go with sports. I'm going to go 3-way with a cheese coney.
Okay. That's good. Crawley?
Quick update. FC is leading 1-0.
All right. What about the Reds?
They are down only 7-5.
Hey,
Will Myers is up with the guy on the second.
Hey, tied up, Will.
Round out to the pitcher. Little dribbler.
That's the wrong Will.
So I did go sports just because I was in a sports mind. That's a good one though, the Skyline one. I'll give you. I came up with several of these, but I'll go with just a couple. I'll say my top 2. I stretched it out to be a trio. So I went with the Nasty Boys as a trio. I mean,
disqualified. No points. It's not a question.
Can't beat those. I'll take any 2 of those guys. So. And then my other one was a little off the wall for like not obvious ones because I put some Bengals receivers and stuff. But I think the less obvious one, but could be the best one down as from I don't know. And I put Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant, which were the UC cornerbacks for a couple years.
That was good.
Bryant, first-round pick. Kobe Bryant, fourth-round pick. Kobe Bryant started several games for the Seahawks and was played in every game. And obviously Sauce Gardner could be the best cover corner in the NFL already. So I went with those 2.
I like them, but the 3-way and I had that tonight. So, if you would have said, and I think the best duo Cincinnati duo, hands down, is Marty and Joe. If anybody would have said that, that would have been 25 points right there and take first place. But we're going with the Cheese Coney and the three-way. So, Sam, you are the winner of the first ever debate question game. So, so if you guys have any out there in YouTube land, if you want to chime in on, any of these questions, please do so. You can leave the comments in the comment section, or you can DM us on Instagram and at Twitter on Cincy Sports Scene. So next week, we'll have recaps of the Reds and the Bengals news, seeing if they're getting anything. I know they had OTAs, I believe, this past week, so we can get an update on that. And we'll have some things with them and recap the FC Cincinnati. And Sam will have the trivia and the questions or whatever he wants to do for the topic next week. So until then, thank you for listening or watching, and we'll see you next week. Everybody, take care.
See you.